Happy Thursday, everyone. Good day. It's nice outside, a little sunny, not too warm yet, but hopefully it's coming soon. Signs of spring. Yay. So I have one more story for you guys, and a riddle and a whodunit. So tune in, take a listen, see what you think. This one is called The Chaser by John Collier. Alan Austin, as nervous as a kitten, went up certain dark and creaky stairs in the neighborhood of Pell Street and peered about for a long time on a dim landing before he found the name he wanted written obscurely on one of the doors. He pushed open this door, as he had been told to do, and found himself in a tiny room which contained no furniture but a plain table, a rocking chair, and an ordinary chair. On one of the dirty, buff-colored walls was a couple of shelves containing in all perhaps a dozen bottles and jars. An old man sat in the rocking chair reading a newspaper. Alan, without a word, handed him the card he had been given. "Sit down, Mr. Austin," said the old man very politely. "I'm glad to make your acquaintance." "Is it true," said Alan, "that you have a certain mixture that has quite extraordinary effects?" "My dear sir," explained the old man, "my stock in trade is not very large. I don't deal in laxatives or teething mixtures, but such as it is varied. I think nothing I sell has effects which would be precisely described as ordinary." "Well, the fact is," began Alan. "Here, for example," interrupted the old man, reaching for a bottle from the shelf. "Here is a liquid as colorless as water, almost tasteless, quite imperceptible in coffee, milk, wine, or any other beverage. It is also quite imperceptible to any known method of autopsy." "Do you mean it's a poison?" cried Alan, very much horrified. "Call it a glove cleaner if you like," said the old man indifferently. "Maybe it will clean gloves. I've never tried. One might call it a life cleaner. Lives need cleaning sometimes." "I want nothing of that sort," said Alan. "Probably it is just as well," said the old man. "Do you know the price of this? For 1 teaspoonful, which is sufficient, I ask $5,000. Nevertheless, not a penny less." "I hope all of your mixtures are not as expensive," said Alan apprehensively. "Oh, no," said the old man. "It would be no good charging that sort of price for a love potion, for example. Young people who need a love potion very seldom have $5,000. Otherwise, they would not need a love potion." "I'm glad to hear that," said Alan. "I look at it like this," said the old man. "Please a customer with one article, and he'll come back when he needs another, even if it is more costly. He will save up for it if necessary." "So," said Alan, "do you really sell love potions?" "If I did not sell love potions," said the old man, reaching for another bottle, "I should not have mentioned the other matter to you. It is only when one is in a position to oblige that one can afford to be so confidential." "And these potions," said Alan, "they're not just "Oh, no," said the old man. "Their effects are permanent and extend far beyond casual impulse. But they include it bountifully, insistently, everlastingly." "Dear me," said Alan, attempting to a look of scientific detachment. "How very interesting. But consider the spiritual side," said the old man. "I do indeed," said Alan. "For indifference," said the old man, "they substitute devotion. For scorn, adoration. Give one tiny measure of this to the young lady, and its flavor is imperceptible in orange juice, soup, or cocktails. And however gay and giddy she is, she will change altogether. She will want nothing but solitude and you." "I can hardly believe it," said Alan. "She is so fond of parties." "She will not like them any more," said the old man. "She'll be afraid of the pretty girls that you may meet." "Will she actually be jealous?" cried Alan in rapture. "Of me?" Yes, she will want to be everything to you. She already is, only she doesn't care about it. She will when she has taken this. She will care intensely. You will be her sole interest in life. Wonderful, cried Alan. She'll want to know all you do, said the old man, all that has happened during your day, every word about it. She'll want to know what you are thinking about, why you smile suddenly, and why you're looking sad. Oh, that is love, cried Alan. Yes, said the old man. How carefully she will look after you. She will never allow you to be tired, to sip distraught, or to neglect your food. If you are an hour late, she'll be terrified. She will think you are killed or that some siren has caught you. I can hardly imagine Diana like that, cried Alan, overwhelmed with joy. You will not have to use your imagination, said the old man. And by the way, since there are always sirens, if any chance you should later on slip up, you don't need to worry. She'll forgive you in the end. She'll be terribly hurt, of course, but she will forgive you in the end. That will not happen, said Alan fervently. Of course not, said the old man. But if it did, you need not worry. She would never divorce you. Oh, no. And of course, she herself would never give you the very least grounds for uneasiness. And how much, said Alan, is this wonderful mixture? It's not as dear, said the old man, as a glove cleaner or life cleaner, as some call it. No. That is $5,000, never a penny less. One has to be older than you are to indulge in that sort of thing. One has to save up for it. But the love potion, said Alan. Oh, that, said the old man, opening the drawer in the kitchen table, taking out a tiny, rather dirty-looking file. This is just $1. I can't tell you how grateful I am, said Alan, watching him fill it. I like to oblige, said the old man. Then customers come back later in life when they're better off and want more expensive things. Here you are. You'll find it very effective. Thank you again, said Alan. Goodbye. Au revoir, said the old man. The end. What do you think of that story? Kind of strange. Why would he offer this magical love potion that's going to make anyone you want in the whole world fall in love with you immediately, and they'll be so obsessed with you they will only care about you for the rest of your life? Why would it only be $1? It's kind of interesting. So it sounds like there was no catch, but could there be a catch later on in life, maybe? So think about maybe there's a reason why they didn't get together without this love potion, and then it would just trap him in this relationship that was never meant to be in the first place. So it's just kind of one of those stories where you think about, is the grass always greener on the other side? Would a magic potion really fix everything, or do you have to be careful what you wish for? Maybe there's a reason why that's not working out, and it wouldn't work out in the long run. So just something interesting to think about. Kind of a shorter one. Well, let's see some riddles. Let's find something good. How do you make fruit punch? Anyone? Fruit punch? I've actually never made fruit punch from scratch. You give it boxing lessons. You make the fruit punch. Fruit punch. Okay, how about, why do great bowlers play slowly? Take their time when they're playing. Have any guesses? Why do great bowlers play slowly? Because they always have time to spare. Spare, strike. Great bowlers are probably getting mostly strikes, but whatever. Right, and we'll wrap up with a mystery. Let's see if you can solve this one. See what's going on in the situation. This is called Jacked Up. Dr. J.L. Quicksolve was awakened by the sound of his dog barking downstairs in the front hall by the door. He jumped out of bed, looked out the window to see his car jacked up on one side and two young men trying to remove his wheel. Quicksolve opened the window and shouted at the two men. They ran to their car, backed out, and sped away as Quicksolve dashed to the phone and called the police station. They had a car in the area and called it immediately. Quicksolve slipped into his clothes and ran downstairs and outside. He'd just finished examining his car when the police car turned into the drive. There were two officers in the front seat and two other men in the back seat. When the police car came to a halt, the driver got out and walked over to Dr. Quicksolve. We caught these two men speeding away from the area as soon as we got the call. We searched the car, but we didn't find any evidence that we can use, the officer said. Did you search the trunk of the car? Asked Dr. Quicksolve. Yes, we did, except for their own spare tire. It was absolutely empty. I don't really think we have anything we can hold them on right now. Well, I think you do. It's not what you found, but what you didn't find. Arrest them and check for prints later, said Dr. Quicksolve. What evidence is he talking about? So the officers thought that they couldn't really arrest him because they didn't have any evidence of like what they were trying to do, other than they were speeding away from possible scene of the crime, which is something, but no evidence. So let's see if we can find any evidence. So his dog woke him up. He saw the guys outside trying to get the wheel off. Then they ran away. They sped away. They were caught speeding. And in their trunk, they had their own spare tire. That's about it. Any guesses? Any holes in the story? Something that should have been there that they didn't find that could be evidence? Ready? You ready for the solution? Pause if you're not ready. If you need to think about it a little longer. All right, jacked up. They didn't get the wheels. So they didn't get the wheels off his car, but they left the car jacked up with the jack from their own trunk. So like in the thief's trunk, there was a spare tire, but no car like jack to jack it up. So that's what he was saying was missing and could technically be evidence. They could check for fingerprints on the jack that was by his car. So it's a good lead, something, I guess. Well, that's not me, that's not my job. Just kind of interesting. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. I'm gonna start doing picture book Fridays. So we'll do a picture book tomorrow and I will take away my fake screen so that you can see the picture as well. So take care, see you soon.